Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning. You rocking
Oh,
roll Colorado? I'm rocking roll
right. I'm
Nash
rocking
this morning.
Colorado. Yes, yes. Oh, we are both rocking Colorado today. Wow. Well, we want to welcome you all to the Morning Cup every Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. We spend 25 to 30 minutes talking about tips, tricks, and all things women 40 and 50 plus. We first want to say how wonderful a month this is. It's Women's History Month, right, Lupe? Woo! We are so we are so thankful to you for being the women you are. You're making your own history, and we would love to hear, maybe perhaps in chat, who are some of the women who've inspired you to be who you are today. And so today we're going to cover, I'm looking a little odd, so I'm going to take my glasses off. We're going to talk makeup. And
what's wrong with your eye, Barb?
Oh my gosh, and Stephanie Klaus, who's a makeup artist, is on this thread. And the minute I posted that we were going to talk makeup, she said, "Oh, I'm all about that."
She's here.
So I said, "Give me tips as I apply my makeup." So I'm going to apply my makeup and show you guys. I've had a couple of people say, "I want to know how you do your makeup," which is so cuckoo crazy to me. But so I'm going to do that. And then we're going to talk about the workshop that we have, the two of the workshops that we have coming up next week. We have Imposter Syndrome, and then 10 flat platforms that every business and or career woman really should know about. So how's your morning? Oh my God. First, let's talk about yesterday, picture day.
So much fun. We couldn't have picked a better day to go out. For those that live in our neck of the woods here in Colorado, it was a gorgeous day, like 65 or something like that. So overdue warm up after, some of the cooler temps we've been having. But yeah, no, we had Sharon, our third kind of team member, join us for a little kind of just updating on picture day. So it was kind of cool. We hit downtown. I don't know if many of you that are not from here, there's this cool just downtown space that has all of this amazing graffiti and like just works of art all over different walls. And so we hit the streets yesterday.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks to Rick Jansen, who took our pictures. He's been doing pictures for me and our friends for years, and he's my realtor.
A man of many talents.
A man of many talents. Oh my goodness. Yes. And it's so funny because Rick and I go back to our party days where we used to host some killer parties here in Denver. I tell you what. So we had been knowing each other, oh my gosh, for probably 18 years or so.
Wow.
So he went out and did us a huge favor and safely took pictures. So I can't wait to get those back.
I'm excited.
Fun to go through it. And we'll make the formal announcement of the person that Lupe just mentioned. We'll have her on the show in a couple of weeks when Lupe is back from vacation.
I'm excited.
So excited. All right. So for those of you that are just tuning in, I literally have done one eye and wait, is this the eye I've done?
Yes, that's the one.
I've done this eye, I didn't do the gray side eye. And so I was just going to quickly show you how I apply my makeup. Debbie Shear has asked me to do this too. And I have loved makeup since I could wear it, which was junior high. Yes, okay. I have an old school mom. And even then, I wasn't allowed to wear it. I wasn't allowed to wear eyeshadow and all that. It had to be just mascara. What about you, Lupe?
You know what?
I make my way to
as you can see, I'm kind of like a neutral palette. You know what? I think it's maybe because I just don't know how to. And I'm always like, I'm not a big fan of color. What? Shocker. I know. So it's hard
and I'm going to
color palettes.
I hear you. And what I like to do is I go in with, this is my makeup palette so I have a lot of palettes. So this one is Maybelline. As you might imagine, I have a lot of palettes. And so what I was saying, Lupe, almost did the wrong eye. So I go in with this as my base color. By the way, I have already applied a MAC base. Back in the day, y'all, I was the biggest MAC girl. I was loyal to them.
I love their mattes. Their matte colors are so nice.
Yes. So this is the one. I don't know if you could see that.
It's upside down. What's the color on that one, Barb?
This is the paint pot, and it's laying low. It's a paint pot. And I love these. They come in so many different colors. I got rid of the one color I love the most.
What brand is that one? Or is
that
MAC?
This is MAC. Yeah. I'm a MAC girl, but I have since transitioned to various different, after watching a ton of shows and YouTube channels, I've transitioned to a bunch of different kinds of, from Maybelline to L'Oreal. So now I'm going to go in with this color right here. So this color just kind of, and I hope you guys can see it, it's my second base color. So usually I do this depending on the color. I do lightly. I hold my brush very lightly at the very end so that I'm not pushing too hard. And I just go.
You go like right above the crease then, in essence.
I do right above the crease. And then I do the corners here. And this is just slightly lighter than the color I'm going to bring in that will define my eyes. So can you see how we're creating
I can see it. Yeah.
Little color? I'm going to do a little bit more. By the way, this palette is called the City Mini. There we go. And the colors that are in here, I love them. They are called Matte About Town, number 480. Now I'm going to go in with this deeper color. Yep. And this is going to help define my eyes. So I go in and I do sometimes I do the tapping to get rid of the flakes so they don't end up below my eye. And then sometimes I don't. Stephanie, what do you think of that? So then I go in just right here. I asked Stephanie to give me tips as I'm doing this. And this is how I create a little definition in my eyes. And I slightly go this way. Oops, pardon me. My nose got a little tickle. So then I do that. And then, so now you can see I've created a little definition. Then I take what I consider my paintbrush. I don't know where I got this brush from, but y'all, I love this little thing. I literally feel like it really is a paintbrush because I used to paint sometimes. Then I take this.
It's left over from your painting days. You just now adopted it into something different.
Oh, it's perfect. And it helps me with, I'm going to do a pop of shimmer. So this is how I've created this pop of shimmer here. So I'm just going to go in lightly. Whoa. Okay. I got a lot on there. I forgot to tap it. But then I just go in here and just do a little corner pop.
And was this part of that City Matte collection? I didn't see where you picked that one up from.
This one is MAC, and I'm going to tell you that I have had this one forever, and I would love for Stephanie to tell us how long should we be keeping our makeups.
And even cleaning the brushes too. I've heard that you should be cleaning them sometimes, like even once a week. It sounds like, depending on what you use the brush for.
Yeah, I'm cleaning up that little. I got a little too much. But what's happened now is I have the little pop of shimmer. So you can tell I'm not used to doing I'm not a professional, so I don't know how to what to call all these. I'm trying to make these match here, but I do the shimmer to add a little fun on the lids. All right, so there we go. So now they're equal. Now so you could see I do have a lash on. So what I do is I am doing halvesies, and these little babies are tiny. They just go in the corner. Oh, but before that, I do, of course, now this one is called Maybelline. I've been a Maybelline lady lately.
Yeah, I'm like, you're busting out all their product right now.
Right? And you guys have to know, the mirror is kind of far away from me, and I do wear glasses. So let me just pull my eye up a little bit, and then I do a little definition here, a little eyeliner action. Whoa. And then if I make a mistake, I just grab one of my brushes and smooth it out. So we'll do this. And then that's when, and I'm trying something new. Usually there's the glue stuff. This is a glue stick for the lash. So it's a glue stick.
Oh, that's cool. Because usually it's the one where you have to squeeze it onto, like the white one, and then that just becomes a hot mess. So that's cool. That's a cool tip.
I'm going to tell you what too. Usually if it's a longer lash, if it's a bigger lash, I will use tweezers. But right now, because this is so small and it just goes in the corner, I just pop it on right like that with my, I got one of my hairs. There we go. I just pop it on and look how fast that went on. It's almost like they were magnetic.
So do you cut those lashes, Barb, or do they come like that?
These come like this. So I got these at Best Buy, and I was going to show you guys the package, and I forgot, darn it. So then I take, now this one is from my cousin at Mary Kay. This is my concealer. It's a little too light because I ordered online, and obviously that's what we do during the times. So I do a little of this Mary Kay concealer. And then what I do is I add a little bit of because it's a little light, I take my sponge and I will dab a little bit of my face color on, and this is my face color from, which you can barely see, but I just put a little bit. Actually, I put too much. So I just put a little bit. I know. And that way it blends it and it takes out some of the white. So right now the light is making it look really, really white. And I think it's because I also put too much. But this is my first time doing something on camera, and it's kind of fun. And what I love is it actually helps define your eyes. So it's able to add a little angle to your eyes when I do this.
Yeah, I see it.
Now, what happens is I take it down, and then I also dab my nose. So here's the thing is, so when I know that it's come out, I put too much on my face. I will then take my face powder, which you can see. I used to be a matte girl, but I then will take and look how much I've used. I'm still using my makeup, y'all. And then because it's a little light, I'll just dab just a little bit, just to also set it.
Got it.
I want to know what Stephanie is saying.
So she is chiming in saying, I love your lashes. I love those colors on you. She's giving you major props, girl. Yeah. She's right now talking about the step with the concealer at the out part of the eye is an important step. So
thank you, Stephanie. We're going to have you do a session one day. Next, I use this voluminous base for my lashes. This helps extend them. For those of us that aren't using any of the serums, which I know some of them out there, I know Andrea and others would agree that these are really great. Now listen, the extender products. So what I do is, because I only put the lashes on for half of I'm only applying this to mine. And then usually what I will do is I'll let that set for a little bit before I place my mascara on. So while that's setting, I'm going to tell you my last step. In case I didn't blend well, like I see a little choppiness right there, I will then take in this big fat brush and I will then blend. And I just blend so that now it's coming together and it's looking a little bit more blended. I can see it needs to be blended over here. So this is how, and look how fast it took me to put this on, y'all.
Yeah, and it looks sharp. I love the layering of the colors because it kind of draws the color right to the inner part of your eye with the little sparkle and stuff. So
yeah, right. Slick. It just adds a little pop, and you don't have to do shimmer. You could do any kind of lighter color to add pop. By the way, and I wonder what does Stephanie think of this? This is how I usually do my lashes. I take them from the outside and I literally take the brush and I flip it like that. That's how I get my, that's how I've always done my lashes for some reason. And then guys, if you didn't know, yes, apply mascara to your lashes. Now, some people put mascara on before they put their lashes on. For me, it's always tricky to do that. So I don't. And by the way, I love this telescopic mascara. I don't know if you could see that. I'm going to post a picture.
There's a little bit of a glare. Yeah.
Yeah. This is from L'Oreal. Okay. Yeah. You can't see that. So this is from L'Oreal Telescopic. I've been using this for a couple of months. And then I just want to share what my my colors are on my lips. This is Maybelline. Oh, I'm back to Maybelline.
Does anyone work with Maybelline? Because I feel like there's a sponsorship potential here is all I'm going to say.
That's what I'm going to say too. I love this color when I want a sort of a nude lip, but then on top of it, I add Burt's Bees.
Oh, I love Burt's Bees.
And they have color now. They have color sticks. So I really love this one's called Peony from the flower lip shimmer. So that's how I apply my makeup, y'all.
There you go.
There we go.
Stephanie's in agreement with you on the lashes, about the top lashes, and then working them out at an outward angle too. So it looks like you know your stuff, Barbara Brooks.
Well, look at there, watching all these YouTube classes and Stephanie's session that she did for Biz LiveCon worked.
Yeah, her session was cool.
So now I have two eyes put together. That's how I put my makeup. I'm going to, in case some of you want to know some of the products that I use, I'll post a picture of them. But you have to start with a base. It doesn't matter on your eyes. It doesn't matter what base. And by the way, usually I spray my face with a primer as well, so my colors stay on all day long, especially when it comes time to hot flashes. You don't want this black stuff down here.
Yeah, I want to keep my makeup on my face. Hey, so Dina wants to know where you get your partial lashes at.
Oh, I got these at Best Buy, and they were like $2.99. And yeah, and you know what I love? Again, I love the halvesies because they give you just enough pop, but not over the top as far as making your eyes too over the top. So yeah, so Best Buy, and there are Dells. I'll get you the number and I'll post the number after the show so you can get them.
Well, and a little tip from Stephanie too, that a concealer is a great eyeshadow base too. So if you don't have a base, there you go.
You know what? And Stephanie, when you do the base of that, do you still put a powder on top of that? Or do you just let it sit? Or do you put the powder on and, as they say, bake the powder, meaning let it sit? So I would love to know. And Stephanie, we want to invite you to do something with our ladies a little later on in the year, because I will tell you, we have QVC spokeswoman for her own brand coming up. This leads into our session that's happening next week with that's the Lunch and Learn happening later today. We have makeup tips and tricks for women 40 and 50 plus, a workshop with Laura Geller of Laura Geller Beauty. She is one of us, normal chicks, who created a multi-million-dollar company. And we've been working with their PR team out of New York City, and we are so excited. Yeah. Pardon me. And Lupe and Laura Jean McBride, you two are going to get your makeup done.
I know.
Makeup.
It was like she had me send her a picture yesterday with no makeup. I'm like, okay, well, here comes Scaryville over text message to you. So, but actually, you know what? Even seeing you apply it right now, I think that'd be kind of cool just to learn a couple of new techniques, you know, whether you want to spice it up one day or going out or whatever it might be. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and I'm excited too. So you guys are going to get free product from her. But ladies, attend the session next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's going to be fun. And then we have, Lupe, let's talk about your session. Yeah. And we're going to tap into the platforms you should be using.
Yeah, so on Thursday evening, 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time, we're going to be talking about imposter syndrome, ladies. A lot of women have been kind of chatting it up in Facebook, talking a little bit about some of the issues that they're facing with just confidence when it comes down to everything from not taking on challenges, not stepping into opportunities, not charging your worth. The gamut runs, you know, everything from entrepreneurship all the way through career and in life. And so we are going to be talking about ways to, 5 tips that you can use to reframe the impact of imposter syndrome and how to kind of differentiate, is it me just having a bad day or is it me actually suffering on a long-term basis from imposter syndrome, and what can I do about it? So join us for a really kind of interactive and reflective session that I'll be leading next Thursday.
Yeah, I'm excited about that because, ladies, comment and tell us what you would like to gain from her session next week. It's going to be really fantastic. And, you know, gosh, with the pandemic, the she session, everything that's going on that seems to be against us can easily have imposter syndrome creep into who we are, no matter if you think you're an alpha female or whatever. It can happen. We all have been there where we've lacked a certain sort of confidence. And so, you know, pop into the comments what you would like to get out of the session, because I think that's really imperative that we're always keeping our ear to the ground. And I know she's really excited about this and has already a really great presentation where you all are going to be doing some work.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. You know, and I think what's important is also kind of just getting, you know, in this session, you'll be getting an understanding that there are things that we oftentimes internalize that are us, are like, I'm not good enough. I'm this, I'm that. But in reality, we're also, you got to kind of sometimes remember, and this is the whole reframing part. Sometimes we're a product of everything else that's going around us, like the pandemic, like society, like there are so many things that kind of contribute to how we see ourselves and how we show up. And so it's a matter of understanding and getting that perspective so that you can do something about it.
Well, and tell us a time that you felt it.
Oh my gosh, girl. When haven't I?
What brought it on, you know?
Well, and we've had this conversation, right? You know, for me, I've always been an entrepreneur, but I've been a solopreneur, which is different than when you are actually working with someone else. And so for me, you know, most of you know I am a pretty easygoing, pretty kind of low key. I am not one to typically like limelight. And so I really felt it, honestly, girl, confession here, when we partnered up, you know, to start up Second Act Women. And you by nature are a very vivacious, very, you walk into a room, you have a presence to you. And I am much more of like a kind of just like go with the flow. And for me, it was a real struggle to understand that being different is not a bad thing. And so understanding how, you know, I need to be authentic to myself and not try to be someone that I'm not. And in tandem, still recognize that we both bring talents and we both can attract different types of people. So it was a real kind of even reconciling when we started Second Act Women. But I've felt it all through my life, just as you being a woman, being Latina, coming from a very traditional family. And so for me, my upbringing definitely impacted a lot of just how I saw myself based on cultural roles and expectations. But that's changing. So I'm glad that, you know, I've had that framework, but I'm glad also that now I'm able to question and push back and step into my own self. So it's been a process.
Well, you know, what's interesting. Remember last week, I said, I want you to voice that disagreement that you have with me. Not I want to hear it from you in your voice, because that is a partnership. And I said, you're not going to get away with telling me that you don't want to do it this way, or you want, you know, she said it nicer than how I'm saying it, but that, you know, for me to give her a break this time and let it be, let this thing be her way. And she typed it out, and I said, no. You're not going to get away that easy. But see, I have a big personality. I'm always telling you to challenge me. I love it when you challenge me.
It's interesting. And we've had that conversation. Sometimes it's not the challenge. Sometimes it's just a matter of communicating the issue. So I think it's also, you know, a little bit of, yes, I love that you push back a little bit in that sense, because I'm like, okay, I can step into this with you. And then sometimes I think it's a matter of just how we articulate things, how we, you know, so I think that it's finding that balance, which I think you and I are so committed to working. And I love how we are totally a yin and yang on things, because I think if we were too similar, you know, there would be a lot of butting heads on things. And so I love that we both bring different attributes and strengths to this partnership.
And opposites really do attract. And, you know, I am often having to hold my tongue. I don't, which is a sad part sometimes, that things just blurt out. Yesterday was a great example of that. You were with me and Rick, and it's like, wow. I feel as though even at 54 for myself, I'm going through a growth spurt, a major growth spurt. And, I went back to that person and apologized to that person. I did it when it happened, but then I didn't feel it was sincere enough. And I needed him to know that I was sincerely apologetic. And then it turned into a beautiful conversation about diversity and inclusion. And he's a Black guy that we had a disagreement on something. And so that's the only reason why I say diversity and inclusion, where we were able to talk about our community and coming together. And like, it was just a beautiful conversation. I walked away with a really beautiful little piece of swag for my cute little dog from his store, which was so surprising. So it's interesting. I want to know how many of you are going through you feel you're going through a growth spurt where you're still learning yourself.
Oh,
you're still learning about yourself.
Absolutely.
And it's a beautiful journey, isn't it?
I think, you know what, I totally give you major props, girl, because you have definitely stepped, and I think that is the beauty of, like, even what we're going to be talking about, during our imposter syndrome session, is that you stop learning the day that you die, period. Like, other than that, every day is an opportunity to learn something new about yourself. Every day is an opportunity to build that extra confidence in yourself and move in ways that you were meant to create impact in this world. Everybody was put here with a purpose. And sometimes we let these exterior factors, mind, yes, kind of like mind games and like mental, like we let all of this get in our way, and we limit our own potential. And so I have seen you grow in so many ways, just like you've seen me grow, and you've pushed me in so many ways.
I love it.
And I think that's the cool part about it.
It's totally a sisterhood. Totally a sisterhood. And so I don't know what the comments, usually we're like, checking out the comments to bring our ladies on stage, so to speak. But well, this leads us into, speaking of on stage, this brings us to another conversation that we're going to have next week and another working session, which I am so excited about because, we both, what I love about what we do here at Second Act Women, we both have our, we're both thought leaders in the sense of women over 40 and 50. And so we're able to come together and teach and speak and listen as co-owners of a company that is helping women, spur their own big ideas in their careers and their, you and your idea and your startups. But then what's really great is we also have our differences and things that we love also to teach. So hers is about confidence building and imposter syndrome and life lessons and things that she's going through, especially as a married woman with kids and all of that. And then I have my part where I love tech and I love the business side of things. And, this is my corporate self. And I'm not saying this is not something that she enjoys either. Well, she doesn't enjoy the tech.
I'm saying, no, let's be real. I like it, but I don't like it as near as much as you do.
It's near as much. Right. But I love that you can do your own Canva and all that now. So she's teaching on that. I'm teaching a session and also hopefully learning more from you all. Maybe there's some others platforms out there, but I'm going to give a session on all of these tools that we are using here at Second Act Women. I'm talking Eventbrite, which has really helped us boost our the attendance at our events. I'm talking Slack. We're going to talk to you a little bit about MailChimp if you're not on it already, some of the things that we're learning about it. We have a form fill platform that we use that is really great for those of you that are coaches and have clients that you need to create these templates or these work forms that people can fill out on the spot. We're talking Canva, HubSpot. That little light bulb is Google Keep. That's how we track our projects and our workflow. And then we're going to show you a few things that we have just learned over the course of time, some small ones on Zoom and StreamYard. This platform that we're on right now. And we're going to talk about our experiences that we've had on, we went and bought me a $50 iPhone. Thank you, Sharon. Right? You were already an iPhone person. We're going to talk a little bit about our experiences on Clubhouse and how this one, not sure which way.
I know, it's always kind of confusing which way we're on, right?
You stepped up over the weekend and you were on stage.
I got on stage in a personal development conversation that initially when I was on it had over 100 people. And it was just really cool to kind of be able to be invited to be on stage and then share your insights and comments. And it was an interaction kind of with the late lead of the room. So it was neat. It was a cool opportunity.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm in love with it. I'm in love with it. I don't know how long this love is going to last, but it's like, it's so great. It's like attending. Oh my gosh. How many of us remember a party line? That's what this is like, where you can dial up and you can get a bunch of people on a line. Now, I don't think
like a conference call.
Like our old school conference call, but it'd be you and your friends. That's what Clubhouse is. By the way, Dina Jones, I do not whiten my teeth, but do you want to hear something? I was born with 2 teeth missing. I'm giving us a little story here.
Which
I
teeth?
was born with 2. I was missing the canines. And yes. And so I always had, for those of you that are my high school friends that are in here, I always had 3 gaps in my teeth all the way up until my senior year in high school.
What?
Yes. And my mom would not get them fixed because she's from Texas. She's like, people love gaps. Look at them.
Oh my God. I love your mom.
I know. So I got used to it. But then I was nominated for something in high school. And I was like, I can't have my picture this big with 3 gaps. It was for prom. And so I went and got veneers. So I have veneers. And this is a new set. My first set lasted 18 years until I had a drunken accident and I fell out of the back seat of my convertible car. Yes.
But that's a story for another time, right?
I'm telling that story. And my mom said, how did your boobs not stop you from crashing your face? I'm telling it. And she was I'm so, yeah. Anyway, so I cracked those. That was a long time ago, people.
Oh
and then I got a new set. And so, yeah, so these are veneers. That's how I keep them white.
Very cool. Very cool.
That's a little TMI, right? So that's what's happening next week. We're encroaching on the end of the show. We hope you guys have enjoyed yourself. And yeah, what do you have to say? You have anything else to say, my dear?
No, I am just jazzed that we are moving along and we are we're now at 3.6K and growing on Facebook. And I'm loving that our community is growing. So shout out to all of you amazing women for inviting your friends, colleagues, family to continue to join and support us. I mean, we're on this ride together.
And I have our quote for the week. And this is the one from our Monday motivation. I'm in love with my present and excited about my future. Get in love with your present. Be in love with your present and get excited about your future because we are the future. Women, specifically women over 40 and 50, are the future. And so, mic drop. So we appreciate you, and we will see you next week where Lupe is taking over the show, and I'm taking a break. Woohoo!
Sweet. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, everyone.